The knock, the first thing I did was check the locks. Twice, 3 times. Front door, back door, windows. I even shoved a chair under the doorknob like I was some rookie hiding out in a motel room. But it didn't matter. They wanted to get in. A lock wouldn't stop them. It never had. I sat there in the dark, the envelope and the list spread out on the cracked linoleum table in front of me. My name, circled in red, seemed to pulse under the flickering kitchen light. Every time I looked away, my eyes snapped back to it, like it was breathing, growing. They knew where I was, a teeny. Panic clawed at my throat, but I forced myself to breathe, slow, controlled. Think, this was a warning, but it was more than that. They weren't just trying to scare me anymore. They were inviting me to something, or maybe daring me. Vent attendants confirmed. I ran my thumb across the edge of the envelope again, feeling for anything. Microdots, fibers, some clue. But there was nothing. It's just a heavy, papery silence pressing against my ears. The prepaid burner phone on the table buzzed once, vibrating against the cheap Formica surface. No number, just a text. You have 3 days. My chest tightened. 3 days? Until what? Until they came for me? Till they made sure I'd never breathe another word about Blackwood. Or ... until the event. I didn't know which answer scared me more. I didn't sleep that night. Instead, I packed cash, burner phones, clothes dark enough to blend into shadows. A small, secondhand handgun I'd bought in a parking lot 3 months ago was tucked at the bottom of my bag with trembling hands. I had to leave, find another city, disappear even deeper. But somehow, deep down, I knew it wouldn't matter. Running wasn't going to save me anymore. The second night, I started thinking differently. Not about running, about fighting. If they wanted me at Blackwood Estate, maybe that's where I'd find the answers. Or maybe that is where I'd disappear forever. Just another face on a missing poster no one really read. Either way, I was tired of running. I started researching again. The little bits of information I had left, the scraps and shreds they hadn't burned out of existence. Blackwood had no public access roads, but there was a service trail, barely visible on satellite images, cutting through the woods from an abandoned ranger station 20 miles south. The jets still landed every year on June 3rd, always at the same private airstrip, long since deregistered and officially closed for renovations. No flight plans filed, no witnesses. The same names always reappeared around that time in public, hosting charity events in New York, London, Tokyo. But flight records, the few fragments I could scrape from shadowy aviation forums, said otherwise. Someone was keeping secrets. On the third night, just before midnight, the knock came. 3 short raps, precise, measured, not the sloppy thud of some drunk neighbor. I froze, blood icing over in my veins. The cheap motel door rattled slightly in its frame. I could see a shadow, just the outline of boots, standing motionless outside. I crept to the peephole and looked out. Nothing, just darkness. I pressed my ear against the door. Silence. I backed away slowly, hand fumbling for the pistol inside my jacket. Every instinct screamed at me to run, to jump out the window, leave everything behind. But something made me stay. A second envelope slid under the door, smooth, silent. This one was black. I waited, breath held tight in my chest, until the footsteps retreated into the night. Then I picked it up. Inside was a single card, heavy cardstock embossed in silver. Your invitation awaits. And below that, in tiny letters, Blackwood Estate. June 3rd, 2:00 a.m. I sat there for a long time, staring at the card. I had 3 choices. Burn everything. Run until there was nowhere left to hide. Stay and wait for the inevitable, or accept the invitation. The third option was suicide. I knew that, but it was also the only way forward. If I didn't go to Blackwood, ... I'd always wonder what happened to the children. Wonder who was behind the masks. Wonder if there was any hope of exposing them. Slipped the card into my jacket and started packing again. This time, not to run, but to go straight into the heart of the storm. I checked the gun, loaded a full magazine, okay? And for the first time in months, I felt something strange bloom inside me. It wasn't fear. It was purpose.